Hey friends, today I'm going to be talking about how I use Instagram stories to run my business, to reach my community, to promote sales, and just, show people my everyday coffee drinking. So if you're not using Instagram stories, this is the video for you. So stay tuned. Hey friends, my name is Leslie Tucker and I'm better known as a reseller's passion, and I am all things business owner, podcaster, blogger, reseller, influencer. I do it all. Plus I have a husband and 5 children. I'm over 50 and I'm here to share everything about my business with you. So today I'm going to be talking about how I use Instagram stories to grow my Instagram account, run my business, share my daily life, things like that. And you might say to yourself, why stories? I think stories is the easiest way for people to get information out there, to get content out there, to share a little bit of their life. And also, it's the beginning. Let me see the best way I can say it. I think it's your beginning to grow your Instagram account. So many people are afraid to get in front of the camera, to go live, to create IGTV videos, to even post something or even post a photo of themselves. And I think stories is the best way to put yourself out there without totally 100% putting yourself out there. So what you can do with stories is just be as creative as you want. Stories only run for 24 hours. So if you do your first story and you're like, I don't know if I should have done that, or I don't know how it's going to look on my feed, let it run for 24 hours, come back and look at your analytics, and then you can decide from there if you want to continue making stories. So I'm going to tell you how I specifically use it, and it might be like some photos. I'm probably put some screenshots of specific photos above. And I don't know if I'm going to point or anything like that. I'm just being silly right now. And you can see different ways how I use Instagram stories to, grow my Instagram account. One of the first ways that you can use stories effectively is just from sharing from your feed. If you post something today, no matter what it is, you can hit the little arrow on your post and then send it to stories. When you hit the arrow, it will give you the option to send it to your stories or send it to individual accounts. And you send it to your story, all it's going to do is actually just highlight that post. People, when they come to your stories, they actually have to click it. So now you're creating a call to action, basically, where once they go to your stories, they'll see a picture of that feed, that post, but they have to actually click it and then it'll open it up. And one thing that you can do, which is really cool, is actually hide it. So you can click into the information bar, question bar, or search bar and type in new post, and it'll give you gifts that you can use to hide your post, which is really cute. So it's like a picture that you can put on top of your post and expand it, and it'll say new post. It may give them a little peek or to cover the whole thing up, and natural curiosity will prompt the person to click the post, the story, and then it'll open your post up. So that's literally the first way or experimenting with creating stories. Another way that I use stories is to promote a sale. To me, stories really is the best way to promote a sale. It's not on your feed, it's not staying there, and you're not really like asking people for something. So if you create a story, it's going in 24 hours, and you can literally do it for a week if you want to, or you can do it today and then it's gone. So what I would do is go to Canva or something like that, type up like a little sale, and this is for anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a reseller or a business owner. Create a post. I'll give you an example for my Leslie's Tie-Dye Dreams, which is my Etsy store where I sell the tie-dye and bleach items. I will go into Canva and create a post showing my latest either sweatshirts or shirts or anything like that, and then I'll create a post. If I'm running a sale for probably like 40% off, I'll include all of that information on the post, load it up as a story. I have gotten to the point where I can create a swipe up. So I put the link to my Etsy store, and then they can go right to my Etsy store from that story. Another way you can create a swipe up for people who don't have 10,000 or more, a creative way to do that is if you have a post, you can actually make that post a video. You can do it in iMovies, or you can find a app and just run your story, let your story run, and then make it an IG story, and then hit a swipe up, and then they'll be able to see that. So it's different ways that you can use that IG swipe up if you don't have a swipe up. But running a sale is literally the easiest thing to do in stories. Then it's gone, you're not overselling, and people aren't going to think that you are just trying to, bam, I'm having a sale on my feed every day. Bam, I'm having a sale on my feed. You want the engagement more than you want people to buy from you. And if you engage and then you sneak it in on your stories, then you'll be amazed how many sales you'll get. Another way I use stories is to promote a giveaway, whether it be a friend's giveaway or my giveaway. If a friend of mine or someone in my community is promoting a giveaway, a lot of times I go through everyone's feed. Well, not everyone, as many feeds as I can in a day, because I'm always looking for someone to promote, or a story or a post or something like that. And someone may even send me a DM and ask me to support their business. And so I will use their current story and post it to my story, or I'll take a screenshot and post their giveaway in my stories. That is such a really great and easy way to promote a giveaway you're having, or a giveaway that a friend of yours is having. I use my stories to inspire people every single day, whether it be, again, a post that I put out, an inspirational post, which I like to do several times a week. I will share my post, or I'll screenshot it, or I'll just send it straight to stories, something that I want people to see, whether it be me talking about something, talking about an individual, or just an everyday type of empowerment. I used to do it on Sundays, and I think I need to get back to that, to my motivational Sundays. I think it's really important to just pop in and share a word of advice or a word of inspiration, a way to uplift people. So I would definitely suggest trying that if you have nothing else to think about, just turn on the camera and go for it. I use stories to promote an upcoming event I may have. You can create a link in your bio, whether it be you're hosting a Zoom, something on Eventbrite, if you're going to be a guest speaker on someone else's podcast or YouTube, for your own YouTube that's coming up for a podcast episode. It's great to promote that. Again, if you have the swipe up, but if not, you can always say link in bio, so that people can go to your bio and then find the link to take them to the event, or live, or whatever you're hosting. It's the perfect way to promote something. Then it's gone the next day, and you can keep doing that every day or every other day leading up to the event. Also, the reason that I do that, sometimes I don't like to bog up my feed, because I do have a growing community. It's easier for me to pinpoint the people who are literally looking at my stories every single day. I have people, the same people, who are coming back just to find out what I'm posting. And so if you have an event that you only have space for 20 people, your most engaged story watchers will be the first to grab those tickets for the events that you're hosting. So stories is definitely a great way to post something. I use stories all the time to promote my friends and community members every single day, whether they're having an event, whether they're going live, whether they're having someone on their YouTube channel, whether it's their birthday, whether it's a post that they created that is just very empowering. I will share that. I don't mind people asking me to do it, but I do prefer to randomly do it. It's a lot of fun to surprise people and go and you see them doing something in their account and you're like, oh wow, that was such a powerful quote or something like that. And then you tag their name. And that's what I like, especially since I do have quote unquote, a good amount of community members. I love to do that. The more eyes on someone's post, the more they can grow. And so I love to just empower people by sharing anything that they have on their feed that's going to help the community grow in any way. Stories is a great place to ask a question. I use my stories strategically to find out what information people want. Like this video here, I'll say, oh, I'm about to create a lot of content for YouTube. What is it that you would like to hear me talk about, right? Today, I probably kind of feel like I'm a little, dead in it. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Maybe because I need a haircut. Anyway, so asking a question is in your stories is a really great way to get engagement. Like literally the person actually has to type in. So you can create a post or you can just write something. You can write a question and then you click the little question box up top. What is that? The search box. And then it'll be a box that says question. You type your little question in that and then lay it onto your stories. And then whatever question you ask, as people pop into your stories, they'll see that and they can just type in the answer there, and it'll actually pop on your feed, so you'll see that someone actually answered that story. It's similar to if someone comments on your story, that if you have a story they type in, you'll actually get that into your DMs. So I like that. I use it all the time to ask people what they want to see me talk about here on YouTube, what they want to hear on the podcast. I have some courses that I'm working on. So I'll ask people, if they were starting a podcast, what would they like to know? That helps me put together my content by asking questions. Similar to the questions, you can run a poll, something simplistic, nothing major. I run cute, funny polls. In a day, if I am like reading a book or something, or say for instance I'm eating like a bowl of cereal, I'll just take a picture of myself, and then again in that little search line at the top of stories, you can type, it'll come up. As soon as you hit it, it opens up and you can click on poll and you can ask the question, do you eat, like one day I wrote, do you eat cereal? And then people say yes or no. Or you can ask, when I asked, do you eat oatmeal? It's kind of similar. Do you drink coffee? It's funny, I'll probably actually put it up in here. I asked people, do they talk in their stories? And 30% of the people said yes. And the other percentage said no. So it's really interesting to see that. But polls are a great way to create engagement. Very simple. And people just, all they do is just type on a poll. It creates a lot of engagement. It'll amaze you how many people are interested in just communicating with you through polls and sharing their information. As an example for that, just me making coffee in the morning is like the most amazing thing to people. I don't know why. It really is. So I'll start the morning off, which is the first thing that I do. I mean, aside from using the bathroom and everything like that, washing my face and everything, I come down and I make my coffee. So if I have to grind coffee beans, I'll grind some coffee beans. I might put that in the picture up there. And then I will pour, I'll do a boomerang real quick. That is something I can simply do. First cup of coffee, and people love seeing that coffee go dip down into the cup. I will create, after I make my coffee, I'll go over and I have a routine that for while my coffee is brewing, and this is specific days. Some days I work longer, but if I want to get some things done in a short amount of time and keep myself accountable, while my coffee is brewing, I'll go over to my area where my clothes are hanging on a rack, or I'll hang some clothes on a rack, I'll steam them and take some photos in that amount of time. I have more time when I'm making extra coffee for Thomas because it requires me to make a little bit more. So I use that as like my time clock, and it works out really well. So I actually film all that. I may just take a still of a picture and go behind the scenes, or if it's not a lot of noise in the background, I will say, okay, this is what I'm doing today. I'm taking photos of my space. So you can really be creative in what you're doing. It doesn't have to be as involved as you think it is to create stories. The other way I use stories is, in a sense, creating a mini commercial. I am an affiliate for several different companies, B&G, Joe Mar, Passion Planner, a few others, and I use my stories to create like a little mini commercial. I'm not on there going, oh, buy this. This is what you need to do. You can literally just take a picture of something that's sold. Say, for instance, like I'm a Jomar affiliate, I get a box of goodies in, and if I sell something, especially if that one item pays for the whole box, it's a great way for me to show people that yes, the products are good, they do sell, and now click and use my affiliate link to get a percentage off. It's so simple. You've created a mini commercial without overselling. The item has sold itself. So now you're just communicating that to the community so that they can go into the website to check out and see what things they could find that appeals to them and works for them. So a mini commercial is definitely a really great way to promote in your stories. So the best way to use stories is to create a story. You can create a mini day in a life for people who are not interested in creating a day in a life, via video, YouTube or IGTV. You can create a simple day in a life. I like to do stories and start off my day. It's really funny. You can literally do anything. So this is what I do. I do not film straight to stories. I open up my camera app and my video, and then I'll create small videos, and then I piece it together as a story. Because with a story, if you film right from your story, then you have to figure out, the caption you're going to write in and the tagline and all the other stuff. For me to create content and keep it going all day, people always ask me, wow, how much did you do? How do you do so much in a day? How do you post so much in a day? How do you create stories in a day? How do you create videos? What I do is with my camera, if I'm thinking about something, I'll film it right there. If I have a motivational quote or something I want to talk about, I just talk right there. I keep my tripod, which is my phone is on there, so I can't show it to you. But I just put my phone real quick on my tripod and I'll make a series of a couple videos. I create a story right there. And that way, if I don't get my story out today, I can use it tomorrow. People don't know it's not today. I take pictures all through the course of the day so that I can have things gradually to show. It's not as simple. I mean, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. Creating the story of your day is so simple and so much fun. And so stories, what they do is they bring attention to your feed. And I'm going to read this. I love to follow Gary Vee. If you don't know Gary Vaynerchuk, he to me is very inspirational, just in the way that he built his business and everything. But it's a quote. He has many quotes, but this particular quote really applies to stories because we're out there every day, just kind of showing our lives, making coffee. We're on the go. We're on vacation. We're just showing who we are in this quick little 20-second reel that we can, continue on. So his quote is, the number one asset in the world is another person's attention, or is other people's attention. And it's really interesting that people want to see what you're doing. All you have to do is show up and be yourself and do the same things that you're doing all the time, and people will show up to see that. I don't know if they think your life is more interesting than them, or if it's a way for them to grow personally, for them to see behind the scenes of the person that they only see on the posts or in the feed. So if you can figure out a way to create some beautiful, engaging stories, then your Instagram will grow exponentially, just organically, you being your true authentic self. And I am here to tell you that that's how I grew. I didn't buy any bots. I don't do follow for follow. I'm not following people to unfollow them. I'm just showing up every single day. It does amaze me that people are interested in who I am and what I'm doing, but then I also think it's a beautiful thing because I'm just like a regular person, And that encourages me that there's room for anyone to come out and make, a YouTube channel, grow on Instagram, start a podcast. So it can be done. So the last thing that I want to say is if you've been shy, if you've been hesitant, if you don't know the first thing to do with your Instagram, if you've only been creating, here's what's for sale, or this is what I listed, or a picture of yourself every single day, try stories. It literally is going to be a game changer. Every single day, do a little bit of something different. Post from your feed, show yourself making coffee, go on a road trip, do a little bit while you're at the thrift store, show people behind the scenes of you taking photos, show people what it's like for your inventory, show people, what your office looks like, show people around your house, take them outside, take them on a jog with you. Just as simple as that. When Thomas and I go to the park, I take photos and we play around. People like to see me hula hoop, all kinds of things that you can do with stories. The sky is the limit, as people would say, and there's plenty of opportunity and possibility. I would love for you to tag me, comment below, or tag me on my DMs at Resellers Passion on Instagram and show me some of your stories and what you're doing. Hopefully this helped you, and I can't wait to see or hear or watch you tell your story. Take care, friends.